Guys, to the 7th tutorial of Android chat app with Firebase. And in the previous tutorial we were having a little issue that I have just fixed, and I'll tell you how did I fix it, because the issue was whenever we were clicking on this user, we weren't getting the right friend ID, but we were just getting only one friend ID. But right now I have changed the code, and to first of all verify it, then I'll tell you the code. So Tina here has starting 0 BR, that kind of ID. Clicking on Tina shows us 0 BR way, and Sam has ID U1J, so U1J. So this is confirmed that this is working. Every time we are clicking on an item, it is taking us to the right friend ID. It is providing us the right friend ID. So how did I do it? Instead of implementing on-click listener here, I went in my holder and implemented view all click listener, item view dot set on click listener. Here I have taken the model, the custom class here, and this is our list. Get adopter position, the variable whose scope was global friend ID. I have just added the user's IDs in this variable, and whenever the item is being clicked, the the friend ID will be sent to that activity. So if we are clicking on Sam, then the friend ID of Sam will be sent. So now it's done. Now let's get to the real task of this tutorial, is that we want to be able to show Tina's photo and name here, and also to send messages. So we will get right into it. Now we are in our message activity. So message activity has a circle image view, image view on toolbar, and text view is the username on toolbar. And also we need a toolbar, we need a toolbar here where it displays everything. So toolbar, Android X toolbar. And now what I'll do here is I'll just go here and go to the main activity. I think let's just copy paste this, and I'm going to go to my message activity, toolbar, message, and no title obviously, because we want the username to appear there. And I will cast my view real quick, image profile image toolbar message, and username on toolbar, find view by ID, username on toolbar message. And whenever we click, we want the username and image to appear there automatically. So what I'll do here is I'll take one Firebase user, and here I will, this is the code that is helping us to retrieve the friend ID when we click on the item. Okay, so let's go and work on it further. And we want to display, so we will take a database reference and Firebase database, get instance, get reference. Now here is the interesting thing, users. Here we will pass the friend ID. So if we pass simple user ID, then it will show us the user who is already logged in, but we are clicking on a friend, so that is why we want to see the friend that we have clicked on, and that is why we will write here friend ID, because our child in our database is sorted with the ID. So we want to display whoever friend that we are clicking on, so we have to refer to that ID. So I'll come here, firebase auth get current user, firebase user get, sorry, I'll just write here friend ID, and I will apply a value event listener, and simply go to my user fragment, I think, where I have done the same thing. Not in the user fragment, I think in main activity I have done that in, excuse me, yeah, here I will just perform the same operation in message activity. So what I have done here is username on toolbar and image view on toolbar. So what it's doing is that it is taking the information of the friend and it is displaying it on the toolbar, the views that we have embedded inside the toolbar. So, and we will right away go to the manifest and message activity. When we click back on it, it should take us up to main activity where all of our fragments are available. So we have made that change, and now we'll go back to our message activity, and I think app is ready. So it should show us the name of the user that we have clicked on. So if I've clicked on Tina, then it should show Tina, right? If I have clicked on, that button is not working because I made the change after I ran the app. If I run the app again, because I have already made the change in manifest, then it should work. Okay, so it should Sam here, perfect. And what I'll do here is to remove these toast messages because that was just for trying, and yeah, I'll remove the toast. I'll rerun the app. So we are already in our this activity, and now we will send the message. uh, yeah, so we'll go back in our message activity, and the views that we have is material, added text, et message, button is send button. I will cast the views here, et message, find view by id, message et text, and send message button. So this is giving me an error for some reason. And why is that? Let me just check. In our message activity, let's see where do we have our edit text. I have named it message et text and find view by ID. So why it's not I should just clean project. Okay, the error is gone. And now here what we do is we'll take another string variable named as message and et message set add text change listener text watcher. These are some of the extra steps that I'm doing, and here I will yeah, if the edit text is empty then our send button should be disabled, but if there's some text in that edit text field then there should be our send button should work. So what I'll do here is if s dot string dot length is greater than 0, then set enabled send button is true, else it's false. Also, we want our text to start, our edit text to start with one space. So what I'll do here is I'll take string text et message get text to string if text starts with, text is not starting with anything, then what we'll do here is we are trying to achieve the, once I run the app I will show you why I am doing this. Et message dot get text, just we are trying to insert a space because we don't want the message to start right from here. It's like really, the cursor is really touching the edit text. We want it to start somewhere here, just to an extra step. Okay, now we will come to our, okay, it's giving me some sort of error. I have to see why is it. I'll just clean the project again. Okay, now we'll go to our send button and apply set on click listener, new view on click listener, and yeah, here what I'll do is see if our edit text is yeah, what I'll do here is I'll just message edit text get text to string. We have stored whatever was written in this, in the edit field, in the edit text field we have stored it in our message variable. And what I'm going to do here is send message with, so here I will take another variable my ID, and I will call it, yeah, so I will send it here as my ID, and for some weird reason it keeps on coming back, so let's just try to get rid of it. edit message text. I'll just change the ID so we don't have to. Maybe this will fix it for once and for all. Okay, so the reason it's giving me an error because it's just a simple edit text, it's not a material edit text. Sorry guys. Yeah, because I have used this a lot, so that is why. Yeah, now it will not come back. So where we were taking my ID, friend ID, and we have already gotten friend ID. So what I'll do here is I will come in on create and firebase user firebase auth.get current instance dot current user and my ID firebase user get uid. So this is my id or the one who is logged in, and your friend ID is coming from here. Where did it go? Okay, your friend ID is coming from here whenever you are clicking on the item. So here I will pass my ID, friend ID and the message, and we'll create a helper method. Okay, great. So what I'll do here is I'll take a database reference firebase database get instance get reference. Now we want to create a new child, so this is just referring straight to this place here, and we want to create another node so it can have its own children. So what I'll do here is reference dot add value event listener hash map string object hash map new hash map put sender is you, means my ID hash map put receiver is friend and hash map put message. Okay, great. Now what I'll do here is I'll get the reference, create a new child which has to be named as child push and set value hash map. And lastly what I'll do here is after the text is sent, I want the edit text to be cleared. Okay, so now what is this doing is this with push. I'll just run it first and then I'll explain you what I have just done here. Yeah, seems pretty easy and beautiful. I hope no more errors. So if it is successful, then we should have another node here and the values that we are putting in our chat. Yeah, so the next one would be how to display the message. Okay, we are in Tina and here I will send the message hello, and you see as soon as I pressed send, it had created chats, and here is some problem that it is showing me. Okay, I think I made a mistake because it is creating so many child and keys of it. So I will rerun the app and I will fix it here. We didn't needed value event listener because we are not listening from the value, we are just adding the value. So for that we don't need the value event listener here. So I will delete these values first. Yeah, let the database roll on a little bit. mm, yeah, okay, so what I'll do here is I will delete the entire chat's child to redo it, but won't be long. We would just go in here. um, yeah, this is the one that we don't need. Yeah, this we don't need. And okay, yeah, we'll be fine, I think. Yeah, let's just delete it. So it's yeah, I need this whole thing to be deleted. Yeah, so it's deleted successfully, and now I have made the change. I have removed the value event listener because we are not listening on the values, we are just adding the values. And don't forget to push it, because the push makes sure that each message is being assigned a unique ID to be able to distinguish. Because every time a message is sent, we don't want the message to be updated, we want the message to be added separately. So let's say I write hi here, it's sent, and it has created with a unique ID. And I'll write hello again, so it has created a new child again. So who was the sender? I'll just open the, so right now I'm logged in with John, I think. So John's ID is starting with Z, and we see here sender is Z, and who is the receiver? Tina. So Tina ID is starting with O or 0, so we'll see here, and the message is being displayed here, and you can send as many as messages you want. So I will change a friend, I'll try to send it to, I'll, I'll send it to, okay, I'll send it to Sam. So we'll see if there, okay, so here the ID will change. Sender was Z, the ID is starting with Z of John, and Sam ID is starting with U, so we would see U. Great. So that's it for this tutorial, and we would work on how to display these messages on the screen in the next one. I'll see you in the next one. Thank you guys.